Now, for that kind of money, we deserve much more and much better, and there is absolutely no adequate excuse the governor or mayor can make for this gross mismanagement and failure to preemptively deal with what they knew was coming.
That's right.
Yep. They knew it.
Was it incompetence?
To say the least.
Indifference?
Yes.
Complacency? Carelessness?
All the above.
Was it negligence? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was it criminal negligence?
Yes. Big time.
See, there are many who say that it is criminal negligence.
Yes, it is. Big time.
I grew up knowing about the New World Order and the globalists because my dad was awake. And you know who else's dad was awake? Mel Gibson's. Hutton Gibson. Knew him well. Great guy. Super smart. On the show many times. And I've been reading and seeing Mel Gibson for 40 years exposing the globalists. But he did it here and there and also in his movies. And he's always been a patriot and a very conservative Catholic Christian and a great guy. But I've really seen him the last few years turn up the heat on the New World Order because he understands everybody who understands what's happening has got to get engaged. But now he has been busy all over the place exposing the tyrants, and he's doing it right there in Los Angeles where his home was destroyed in the Palisades. And he's out there giving a speech and basically makes the point, this was premeditated. Criminal negligence where you do it on purpose, leave the stove on with the grease, knowing it's going to burn down the house so you get the insurance money. That's criminal negligence. You do it on purpose knowingly. And we know that's what they did. They declared the Palisades a 50-minute city. They didn't clean up the underbrush around the trees. They left the electricity on when the high winds came in. They had the fire department stand down. They drained the big reservoir that's just for firefighting the weeks before. They did it all. And I predicted Newsom would come in, declare an emergency, take it, and say that he controls the private property and he'll decide who can rebuild and how. And now it's going to be a 15-minute smart city, even under a UN agreement. So these guys are doing this out in the open, and we can't just move on from this terrible crisis and let $40 billion in federal funding go to, quote, aid, and then have Newsom that runs the commission and the investigation into himself cover it up. We need to beat the drums, not just to recall Newsom, as Gibson's calling for, and I totally agree with that, but to indict his ass. And Trump knows it was premeditated and was out there 8 years ago telling Newsom to stop diverting the reservoirs to the ocean and give the farmers and the people the water. So Newsom needs to be in prison. This is just like Maui, premeditated. And I even said back when it happened, next will be L.A., because we know it was being targeted. This is administrative siege, administrative war, administrative murder. Catherine Austin Fitts is an expert on this, former deputy head of HUD. She's been explaining this for decades. This is how they do it. And with a stroke of a pen, they can kill a lot of people and then be the saviors and get all the emergency money from it, just like with the hurricanes, diverting the money to luxury hotels for illegal aliens getting caught. Trump gets back into office, orders them to stop, and then we catch them still doing it. Those people need to be arrested for fraud, not just fired like they've been. Governor Newsom, Patrick Bateman 2.0, needs to go to prison. And we salute Mel Gibson. Here's a large excerpt of his speech, and we love you, Mel.
You did not let us down.
People in charge did.
You're heroes.
That's right.
Governor Newsom and Karen Bass let us all down.
Yep. Heck yeah.
Especially the fire department.
Yeah.
I mean, for the privilege of living in the beautiful state of California, we citizens in the state pay the highest tax levels in the USA. It's 13.3%.
Yeah.
I take my fair share, let me tell you. So is everyone here.
Yep.
Now, for that kind of money, we deserve much more and much better, and there is absolutely no adequate excuse the governor or mayor can make for this gross mismanagement and failure to preemptively deal with what they knew was coming.
That's right.
Yep. They knew it.
Was it incompetence?
To say the least.
Indifference?
Yes.
Complacency? Carelessness?
All the above.
Was it negligence? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was it criminal negligence?
Yes. Big time.
See, there are many who say that it is criminal negligence.
Yes, it is. Big time.
Do the mayor and the governor give a damn about you?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope. All she cared was about her.
I mean, that's clear.
Yeah. Mel for governor.
Newsom, since he's been in, whatever you call it, office, has brought us nothing but rampant crime, acute homelessness, horrendous inflation. I mean, the industry I work in, the film industry, this used to be the mecca of filmdom.
It's left.
It is no more.
That's right.
And the tech industries have taken off, and
That's
many
right.
businesses in the industry, they just left, they blew out of town because he's made it untenable
That's right.
for people to make a living here.
Yep.
I had a job where I had to film down the street in LA, one day filming. It was cheaper for me to fly the entire crew to Bulgaria, feed them, house them for 3 days, shoot, come back.
Wild.
Jeez.
That was more cost effective. He did sort of make some concessions, but he made sure it was just enough so the kids still ran off the farm and went somewhere else to work. It's inadequate. He wanted to appear magnanimous. And so now he and Karen, they want us to trust them to reimagine our city for us.
Negative.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's going to build back better.
Heard that one before.
Already got rid of Biden.
Yeah, that's
Smart
that's
cities.
isn't it? Build back better. We all heard that before, haven't we? Anyone ever seen the government build back better?
Oh, yeah.
I sure haven't. No. If anyone, has, like, put your hand up and maybe I'll concede that point. But I have another B word there. It's called bullshit.
Big time.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to say it.
Sorry, Bishop. Bishop is another B word. It's more than 4 letters.
They BS you.
Yeah. Newsom wants to do the Maui plan.
We all know it was a land grab.
Yep.
What do you think the Maui locals think of the Maui?
Yeah, it was a land grab.
Yeah. I'm sorry. There aren't any more locals living there anymore. They all had to leave town. Do you think the people of the Palisades or Altadena are going to be consulted about how their areas are reimagined by Newsom and Bass?
Negative.
No.
They want to build low-income housing in Parrot and Palisades. You know that, right?
Yep.
No. It'll be more like the chairman
Smart
Maui
city.
plan.
Smart city.
They want to use you to get what they want and then throw you away.
Yeah. I mean, one of the most pathetic and despicable things I've seen was when Karen Bass, in order to shift the blame and culpability from herself, wiped it on the fire chief
Threw her under
and
the
threw
bus.
her under the bus for speaking the truth about how the department had been defunded and were without resources. They didn't even have water.
Goes to show what kind of person she is.
Now Gavin has asked for $40 billion of federal dollars.
Use the 50 he spends on illegal immigration.
Why would we trust him with that kind of
Or the
funding?
9.5 billion on healthcare.
See, along with that federal money should come a federal investigation into for a few pennies more. A federal investigation. I mean, Karen she's having an investigation into why she made the decision to go to Ghana,
Is that Karen Bass?
which is absurdity on 4 legs.
The dog's pissed off too.
Yeah.
Federal investigation. Yep.
Burned my house down.
We should have one of those to see what the heck
dog.
happened, and a further federal oversight to see what happens with any federal funding that we
That's right.
get.
Yep. Yep.
Transparency,
Village, California.
audit.
Yeah.
Not because he's doing it, but because anyone's doing it.
Mel for head of
Because hopefully
Doge,
he won't be there
California.
anymore. Amen to that. We need to see what's happening with our money, with our federal dollars. California deserves leadership that does more than acknowledge a problem. It deserves leaders who take real, meaningful steps towards addressing these threats to our community.
That's right.
You deserve better. Our firefighters deserve better. And above all, the people who've lost everything deserve better.
Right.
It's time for accountability. It's time for leadership that doesn't wait until it's too late.
Fair elections.
And most of all, it's time for the government that stands with its people, not just in words.
Right.
They got to go through the motions, do something meaningful,
Amen.
build back better. Anyway, Thank you. That's about all I have to say. I think it's enough.
Thank you. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Mel.
The courts have ruled on the Guard. They will be back under my command.
A few moments later.
Okay, why is Trump back in control of the National Guard, you guys? What the hell is going on? First I lose my pool boy Roberto, and now this? I seriously need a mani-pedi right now. A bottle of wine, cherry ice cream, and a whole season of Will and Grace. Fuck this politics thingy.
Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass have already proven their incompetence and poor leadership during the Los Angeles wildfires. Now, as we experience rampant lawlessness and civil unrest, it's never been more clear they're unable to respond effectively and responsibly during calamity. Whether it's sheer incompetence or outright malevolence, the reality is stark. California's in a state of turmoil, and I ask my fellow Angelenos, why are Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office? How much more of their destructive decision-making masquerading as leadership are we going to tolerate? It's time to take back our community and our state and put the power and the privilege in the hands of competent leaders whose goals are to protect us and the way of life this nation was founded upon and promises to offer. That's all.
What's actually happening is they're buying voters. That's really what's happening. It's like a giant voter fraud scam. They're importing voters. It's easy to understand if you look at basic incentives. The basic incentive here is the more illegals that the Democrats can bring in, the more likely they are to win. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they have been doing, and it worked in California. California's supermajority Dem. And look at all the companies that are leaving California.
Yeah.
I mean, In-N-Out just announced they're leaving.
Yep.
Their headquarters leaving California.
They're moving to Tennessee.
A fourth day of rallies and protests on the streets of Los Angeles.
It was a peaceful rally. What is going on right now is also peaceful.
Here we are expecting rallies later on.
When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger.
In Los Angeles, there is a new crowd of protesters that has been building.
CNN had it that these were rallies. Now they've become protests. I'm afraid that by tonight they become riots. If we don't have the ability to stand up and stop this violence before it consumes a great city like Los Angeles, then there's no telling where this could spread.
Are hardworking, good people, and they're the backbone of our city, and they should have access to all the things that we have access to. And I just don't think they understand that it's a political pawn. I don't think they understand
it's a political game.
This is not done for compassion and kindness.
No.
This is just done to ensure that it stays blue.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's essentially a bribery with your tax dollars.
Yes, this is why the Dems will not even deport criminals.
Yeah.
Because every criminal deported is a lost vote.